Hello future winners, and welcome to our Saturday lesson. We are looking at Fischer's game when he was only 13 years old. Let's see what he was capable to do at that age. Fischer is playing with black pieces. Let's start. Knight f3, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7. Later in the game, you will see that he wanted to play Greenfield. So that's why this move order was not logical at all. Because if you want to play Greenfield, you need to immediately play d5. Because after bishop g7, there's a move such as e4, and you can only play King's Indian. So yes, he made such a big mistake that could decide the whole game, but he was only 13. So let's forgive him. d4, castle, bishop f4, d5. But he succeeded in playing it, because white obviously didn't play e4. Queen b3. Today, more common move is e3, because after queen b3, there's c5. Black played a logical move, which is pawn takes c4. Queen takes c4 and c6. Again, dangerous plan was to play c5. So he should have played knight a6 and prepare for c5. e4 and another unprecise move. Knight b d7. b5 was actually logical and good idea in this position. Rook d1, knight b6, queen c5, bishop g4, and let's talk about principles. What is logical for white to do? It is very logical to develop his pieces and to castle, of course. So he should have played bishop e2. Instead, he played with piece, which is already developed. He played bishop g5. And what happened when your opponent plays something that is totally unlogical and not expected? First, that's the key moment of the game. So you take your time and think more. You can also think 20 minutes about it. But there's some unwritten rule that if you think more than 20 minutes, you will not see anything more. So here is a final time to see if there's tactical attack. I know this one is very hard, and most probably we are not able to see it, but let's try. Fischer played one brilliant move, knight a4. This is first tactical attack where he shows his tactical talent. White played queen a3, because if he takes knight, then black takes on e4, and after bishop e7, queen c7, and black is winning. Just to mention that his queen is attacked, as well as his bishop here, and king is in center. So that was of course not an option. That's why white played queen a3. knight takes c3, pawn takes c3, and another incredible move played by Fischer is knight takes e4. Of course, he gave his pawn on e7, but here's what happens. Queen b6. He also gave up a rook, but white can't take it. Here's why. If he takes, we take back, queen b3, knight c3, of course, so white can't take with queen because of bishop b4. So queen b6, pawn takes, rook d2, and bishop b4. White has material, but black is dominating the board. All of black's pieces are very active. So that was his plan. But white played bishop c4, knight c3. This is also a good move, because after taking with queen, we play rook e8, and black is standing much better. Bishop c5, rook e8, king f1, and here's the genius move, which black saw after playing knight a4. So look carefully. Bishop e6, giving his queen. But let's see what happens after something like knight b5. Then bishop f7. Of course, after king f7, queen b3, so that's not an option. So king h8, bishop takes, knight takes, and bishop c5. So here is white standing better. He could screw up the whole combination that he saw, but he was very precise and saw bishop e6. Here's where we see how talented for attacking he was. And he was only 30. Bishop takes b6, bishop c4, and it's actually good to see how those people are playing, so you can compare yourself and see where you need to improve. King g1, knight e2, king f1, knight d4, king g1, knight e2. So after taking that pawn, he played knight c3 and was preparing to take rook 2. King g1, pawn takes b6. And what we have here? White has queen, but the same story as before. He doesn't have anything to move. All of his pieces are simply weak, and all of black's pieces are very active, and they're going to make some dangerous threats that white can't avoid. Plus, white is having a queen, but material is almost equal. Queen b4, rook a4, queen b6, knight d1. And now black is totally winning. Of course, you need to play precisely as always, but Fischer was very good at it. So let's see how he won the game. h3, first taking another pawn, king h2, knight f2, rook e1, rook takes e1, queen d8. So as you can see, he already changed one more rook and is going to finish the game very soon. Knight e1, activating his pieces to the maximum. Knight f3, knight e4, queen b8, b5, h4, h5, knight e5, and king g7. So bishop is ready to join the game. King g1, bishop c5. Let me show you why king h2 doesn't work, because of knight d2, and after king h1, then rook a1, knight f1, and bishop f2. So white can't stop knight g3 and rook h1 checkmate. King f1, knight g3. Let's see how mate happened in this game. King e1, bishop b4. He chose this way to mate white, but there are also other ways. King d1, bishop b3, king c1, knight e2, king b1. Now we'll stop a few seconds for you to try to find this mate. Knight c3, and after king c1, rook c2, checkmate. So I can say that this was one brilliant combination made by Fischer. And that's it for today's lesson. I hope you've enjoyed. Subscribe to our channel and see you next week.